Hello everybody, this is quixQuery here, and today we are here for some more modded Minecraft. However, this is a very different modded Minecraft. This is the Hermit Pack, which is a mod pack that has been very popular, was released very recently, and we can do special things in it, like this, cheer, oh yeah, woohoo, cheer and jump at the same time. Oh yeah. Anyway, it's a mod pack for 1.10, which is the thing that makes it very unique, because there are pretty much no other mod packs for 1.10 to the best of my knowledge. There are some, but they're very few, and this is one of the first big ones. And so it has a lot of new mods and a lot of old favorites returning. And so I've already gotten started right here. Gotten started into Tinker's Construct, got some tools and all that stuff. Tool Forge, parts builder, stencil table, chest for all of that, as well as a pattern chest. And Tinker's Construct has been kind of revamped a little bit. Like, there's definitely a lot of new updates for it, and that is great because they have improved it quite a bit. But we have a lot of stuff right here, and I've already made some heavier duty tools thanks to these casts right here that are in the chest right there. And you can see in my inventory we've already gotten started on forestry with all of the bees and trees and that stuff. And if we head back here behind this little makeshift house that I'm going to completely revamp with forestry wood, and we can head back here to this little beehive right here, and we can see that I am making bees and trying to breed the trees to get new trees and other fancy stuff like that. But that's going to take a while because these bees are slow, and I've used my portable analyzer right here to figure that out. But they are very slow, and so it'll be a while before we can get some of those trees. Get it? It will be a while. No? Okay. But we've already kind of started on a little bit of a house right here, and so this house is eventually going to be like, I want it to be kind of like a secret laboratory of sorts, and so it'll have like this more of like a log house feel when you go around almost the whole thing. But up front it'll have like a special entrance and an elevator or something down, and anyway, it'll be super cool. But out here we'll have like some greenhouses and other stuff like that, and maybe some beast houses and other stuff like that back there. But we have a lot of different crops thanks to Pam's Harvest Craft, which is a mod that we had in Sky Factory, but we never used because it was hard to get all of the stuff in order to get the new crops and all this stuff. And so we have a lot of different crops right here, and so we've pretty much like just barely touched the surface too. We got actually additions as a new mod that's very powerful. It's going to be an essential for a lot of this. And if we look up a slime, or a slingshot, is it a sling? Yeah, okay, a slime sling. And if we use 3 slime balls, a slime block, and some string, we can make a fancy little thingamajigger. So we have 2 string. Do I have slime balls in here? I thought I had slime balls in here. Just give me a moment. Here we are. And so we have this slime sling. And now the other thing that we need are the slime boots to prevent us from taking fall damage. And if let's figure out what the recipe for those are. Slime boots. Oh, okay. So it's a full block on the bottom. That is just fine. We can definitely do that. And we can put those on and use the slime sling. Woohoo! No? Yeah, there we go. And it will like sling us all over the place. Woo! all across everything unless there's something in our way. But that's super cool. I'm totally gonna use that for transportation, like all over the place. But it is super nice to have an offhand now, so I don't have to worry about holding food in my hotbar all the time, and other stuff like that. But this is a sleeping mat. It's what I've been using for a bed recently. It just lets us sleep on the ground anywhere, but it gives us mining fatigue and has durability and stuff. We'll get a better sleeping bag eventually. But we've also made some other things in here. This is called a leaf blower, and this is like one of my favorite blocks and actually additions. Check it out. It just breaks all of the grass and stuff in around you in like a circle. And that's, anyway, I love that because it takes, I always end up removing this grass and stuff because for whatever reason it just doesn't look very good to me. I like the look of clean things when they are like clean and solid lines and stuff like that, and so I tend to get rid of all of the extra bits and bobs like that. And so this leaf blower, especially since it doesn't take power, is super nice, especially early game when I have to do all this clearing out and other stuff like that. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to explain a little bit about, oh, we got a common princess. Nice. That's super cool. But for the moment, what we can do is talk about what this series is going to be all about, and that is all about creativity and other stuff like that. It's not going to be all about survival like Sky Factory is as a mod pack. This is going to be completely about creativity, exploring the mods, and having fun with them. And so this is going to be super awesome, but in order to help achieve this objective, I have set keep inventory to true so that we can be more creative and not have to worry quite as much about consequences of other stuff. Oh my goodness, you bounce with these things and it's so cool. These slime boots are super neat. We still have to achieve all of the items by legitimate survival, and so that aspect of survival is still going to be there, but we will be doing all of this in a much more creative fashion, not having to worry so much about dying or losing all of our items and other stuff like that, so that we can preserve our progress more and make stuff go much faster, and it will allow me to be able to produce more content for you more quickly. It will be easier on me, it will be better for you guys in the long run, and I really hope you will enjoy this series because I am having a blast so far playing this pack. Also have noticed when I was over here that these crops are growing out way farther away from the water, than they should be getting hydrated. And these farmlands are still hydrated, and that's because I have these things called worms, and these are added from actually additions. And if we bring out our mattock right here and till a bunch of soil, we can see, whoa, what? Oh, okay, I see what's happening. Okay, but if we till a bunch of soil, specifically grass, yeah, there we go. You can see that we got a worm, and these worms are useful because they can not be eaten, but they will hydrate and keep the land as a 3x3 little thing of crops. And you can see that in example right here, which is super neat. And I actually really love this addition. Actually, Additions has some really neat things in it, and I really love that mod, so we're going to be using a lot of it, hopefully. But there's also a new version of Applied Energistics. It's not called Applied Energistics, though. It's like an AE-style mod, is what they described it as. And so we're going to definitely get into that, hopefully earlier on, and put that in our secret laboratory, which we're going to be building down there beneath that thing somewhere. And so, but yeah, we're a new version of extra utilities, a lot of cool things, and I'm really anxious to get started with all of the things in this mod. So we have a lot of noise in the background, and that's because I've made this crusher from additional, additional additions. Okay, actually additions. I can never get that name right for some reason. But I made this crusher from actually additions, and we have a bunch of power. We have a basic coal generator, also from actually additions. Right now it's running off of a coal block. But we also have some basic power generation going up over here, the canola stuff, which I am going to be using for my main power source eventually. But for the moment, we're just using this coal generator, and the thought is, okay, no, that only does 3 ingots, and so it's actually more worth it to smelt these straight from iron ore rather than it is to... Well, actually that depends, because this has a chance of giving us gold dust. Granted, it's a very, very small chance. I think we actually get more from putting those ores directly into the Tinker's Construct smeltery, because if you look, you can see that each one of these ores ends up becoming 3 ingots worth of molten iron. And so I'm going to be using the smeltery as much as I can, but for the things that I can't use in the smeltery, for example, let's see, yellorite, bauxite, galena, uranium, and osmium and stuff like that. I believe osmium works in there. Let's check. Yeah, it looks like osmium works. Awesome, yeah. I will be using the crusher here, and so this is going to be very nice to have around because it will help increase the output of ores for things that I can't use in the smeltery, for example, for like osmium and other stuff like that. But for the things that I can, I will totally be using the smeltery because it is definitely more worth it than using this, because this only gives you 2 dust, whereas the smeltery would give you 3 ingots worth by using that. So, that is the stuff that we've been doing so far, and we have a lot of different resources and stuff. You can check in all of this. Eventually, I want to upgrade my pickaxe right here, even though it has legendary. We're at legendary level. We want a diamond pickaxe or something like that, something that can mine diamond, something that can mine obsidian, because we need that in order to be able to get obsidian so we can go to the nether, etc, etc, etc. And it'll just be better because it'll have more durability and all that other stuff. But for the moment, we are doing very well, and the thought for today is to get some sort of a mostly automatic power generation going with this oil generator, and then we can focus on other stuff like building a greenhouse for all of our plants right here and other stuff like that. And so, but right now that is the main goal. That is not what I wanted to do. Oh my goodness, wait, hold up. Mustard. That is so much better. Okay, totally what I'm gonna do from now on. My goodness, okay. I thought that you had to like break and replace each of these. You can even do it with carrots and potatoes. Oh my goodness, that's so nice. Oh wow, okay. Anyway, this is like ending up a whole lot better than I was originally anticipating with all of this stuff going down. But we also need an apiarist's backpack, which requires a lot of honeycomb, and we do not have that yet. And there's no real recipe for honeycomb other than to just have bees produce it. So we are going to continue to do that and upgrade our storage into these barrels and stuff like that. But at some point, we are actually going to move this generation into our little thing right there. And so, in order to start our automatic power generation, what we need is some way of automatically harvesting the canola from each of these things. Because we get canola from all of this, and then we use the canola in the press right here. You can see the canola press. in order to make it into canola oil. The canola oil then gets piped out by this extra utilities 2 transfer node into the fermenting barrel, which then ferments the canola oil into regular oil. The canola oil, the regular oil, then gets put into the oil generator, and so on and so forth in the circle. But we don't actually have enough room for all of that stuff right now, but that's okay, because we will eventually get this system up and running very, very nice and smooth. But for now, what I want to do is get some sort of way of automatically farming the canola so that we don't have to worry quite as much about supplying this with canola constantly and stuff like that. So I realized as I was doing this that this oil generator actually generates a lot of RF for not a lot of canola. And so that's actually super cool. So I don't actually think that I really need to automate that straight away. And so I'm not really going to worry too much about all that yet. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually, and eventually we'll have a massive power thing. But that's not going to be my first priority because of that. And so my first priority instead is going to be clearing out some room on the inside of this house so that we can go down some layers and actually have some sort of laboratory and stuff like that, as well as maybe a garden or something like that out back. And okay, so I plan on having this shack be our main like tech area, and like it'll go underground into a massive base that'll be super cool. But out here is going to be all of our other stuff, like say like our plants, our bees, our trees, our other stuff like that, and they'll each have their own area, and we'll have greenhouses for each of them and stuff like that. But our item storage and other stuff will be in our main shack right here. And so, you know, that is my plan so far. And so I think that the Tinker's Construct hammer, if we put that in there, is a good tool for clearing stuff out. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of materials. Okay, but I can do that. Awesome, so here we are. We have bone, stone, wood, and iron all put together so that we can... Wait, time to strike? What on earth has even happened to my achievements? We just got time to strike? Because I honestly thought that I was farther along in this than that. Anyway, okay, so we got this, and I believe what this is supposed to do... No, okay, that is not what it's supposed to do. I don't know how this thing is supposed to work, what it's supposed to do, or what. Control for more. Hammer. Yeah, I have no idea. Anyway, but we can clear out this area either way with our little spade right here. And so this should go fairly quickly, hopefully. And everything should be... What is that? Oh, it broke. Oh, okay. And everything should be great. I thought so. This is how you use it. You have to use it on stone. There we go. Much better. Here we are. We got this metallurgic infuser, and we're going to make this so that we can make steel for something else, so that we can make pipes to be able to transfer the energy from this thing to all of the other things that we need to transfer it to. And so in our metallurgic infuser, we are going to grab some iron and some coal and combine them together, hopefully, into steel. At least that's the hope. That just took a ton of coal. Enriched iron, which I believe can be smelted into... No? Okay. Where do you use this? Recycler, metallurgic infuser, recycler. Oh, you gotta be kidding. So that into steel dust, my goodness. Okay. Where did the coal go then? Okay, let me figure this out. Found it out. Okay, so this thing, this little carbon meter over on the left, which you can't actually tell whether it's full or not. Anyway, it takes the stuff from the stuff that you're smelting and adds it to, okay, it takes carbon inputs from this slot, puts it in a meter right there, and then uses that meter to enrich the stuff into that. And so now we have steel dust, which can be smelted in our furnace right here. Dun dun dun! And a steel ingot. And we only actually need 2 of these in order to make what we are going to make. And you will see here in a second what that is. Okay. And we just need 1 piece of redstone for some of these. Dun, dun, dun. And that gives us 8 basic universal cables. And with that, what we can do is not completely mess up our hotbar and run this through like that to all of our machines right there. And now, hopefully, all of our machines should have power right there, as well as any others we should choose to connect to this cable. And so we're actually going to what's the tool for this? That does not look like the tool. Let me figure this out in just a moment. The pickaxe does work. It just didn't look like it from what I was seeing. But now we have power going to all of these, and these pipes actually transfer at more than 1 kilo-RF per tick. And so I thought that that was pretty good. And they are upgradable too, and so I don't think these are a bad thing to invest in, at least for right now. And so, okay, each piece of coal gives us 10 carbon, which is enough for 1 enrichment of a piece of iron. Also upgraded the back of the stuff back here just to expand for more capacity, because the fermenting barrels work about half as fast as the canola press up here does, and so we are just going to have 2 of them, and I felt like that was probably a pretty good solution. And so now our oil generator is should be getting it at about the rate that the canola press is able to press canola into oil. Actually, these fermenting barrels are probably even a little slower than twice, but this is a significantly better system because now we have 2 barrels rather than just 1. So yeah, that all works super well, and we might even move that one up closer at some point. But eventually, all of these machines and all of the other machines that I'm going to have are all going to go into our thing over here, which is what we originally said we were going to be digging out in the first place. So let's take a look over here and see what's happened so far. We need some type of a block for a floor, and I don't know what I'm going to use yet. I might use a something from Chisel Mod, because it has a lot of really good options as far as things like that go. If we skip through a lot of this Botania stuff, chisel. And we can look at all of the different things that we have as options. And I'm thinking something for more of a technical look, and like a laboratory or something like that. But maybe we could go with like an andesite panel or something like that. That could work for this thing, for this floor, this main floor. And then from there we can go down and have like a more laboratory style theme to the rest of it. Something like, oh man, smooth instone. That's pretty good actually. Something like, not the Futura block. That light gray stained glass actually looks really good though. Yeah, something like these laboratory blocks. Yeah, perfect. See? Laboratory theme, laboratory blocks. Perfect. Yeah. But we will need a lot of quartz for some of the stuff we're going to do. There is a mod that is kind of like ME, the ME system, which is from Applied Energistics. It's called Refined storage. There we go. That's what it's called. Refined storage. And it acts very similar, but it requires a lot of quartz and iron in order to do stuff. And so we need quartz from the Nether, and so what we are going to do is go get some obsidian, make another portal, go over there, and just mine a little bit of quartz real quick so we can prepare for setting one up in the next episode. So here we are, and we are going to head over here so that we can make our portal so that it doesn't like constantly bother us with all of its noise. And so we're going to mine up some blocks. Dun, 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 and for whatever reason, I tend to like to make the 3x3 portal rather than the other alternative, which is a 2x3 portal. But that's okay, because it still works either way. And so we are going to grab that and light this portal up. Achievement get, we need to go deeper. Whoa. Okay. Hold up. What's this? Basalt. Hold up. Wait. Hold up. Different basalt? Basalt from quark. Oh, okay. Cool. Very neat. Different blocks. It looks like there's ores and stuff in the Nether here too, which is also different from what I'm used to. And some of the zombie pigmen have very, very fancy armor. Okay, what type of ore is this? Let's see. Is it... Hold up. What did I just get? Gold nuggets! It's gold ore! Nice. So we probably want some sort of a silk touch pickaxe for those so we can get more out of them. What's this? I can't mine that. Okay. We probably want the silk touch for this quartz too, so that because this is going to be pretty valuable in all of the stuff that we're going to be doing. And so I'm going to save that, but this is the until we get silk touch. But this is the Nether, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and we are going to have to end it off here. And I really am enjoying this, and I hope you are too. Please be sure to leave a like and let me know down in the comments what you think of it. Thank you so much for watching. I am quixQuery, and I will see you in another episode. Bye!